What's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna give you the top 10 things you need to know when dating someone with Gemini Moon. To find out your moon sign or the moon sign of the person that you're interested in, head over to astrologyguy.com, put in your birthday information and find out. Okay, time to get to it. Here are the top 10 things you need to know when dating someone with Gemini Moon. Let's go. Number 10, they are extremely creative. If you find yourself in a relationship with someone that has Gemini Moon, you will see that they are always in the midst of a new idea. They feel most alive when they are exploring uncharted territories. This doesn't mean that they're going to see the idea through to the end, it just means that they have a lot of ideas. Number 9. They are very talkative. You will never lack in conversation if you're interacting with someone that has Gemini Moon. They have an extremely active mind and are great at both analyzing and verbalizing. You might get lost when they go off on the 10th tangent, but at least the conversation is ongoing and most of the time exciting. Number 8, being indoors for too long is demotivating for them. Someone with Gemini Moon thrives in social settings, so it is important that they get out and among people in order to feel alive. Number 7, they perceive their feelings through their intellect. Gemini is an air sign, which means if you have a moon in Gemini, you operate more from your intellect than you do your emotions. So when they get emotional, it becomes more of a thought process than a feeling process. And this doesn't mean that they're not very emotional at all. It just means that if you want to change how someone with Gemini Moon feels, you must first change what they think about the situation. So come up with a great explanation that makes sense to them and their feelings will follow suit. Number 6, they are a free spirit. This doesn't mean that somebody with Gemini Moon is crazy loose and just running all over the place, or that they can't be in a committed monogamous relationship, but it does mean that they must feel freedom within the relationship and maintain a certain level of independence in order to stay excited about the connection. Number 5, they are at their best when they are laughing or having fun. Someone with Gemini Moon can be pretty high strung, so keeping things lighthearted is definitely the way to go. If you want a happy relationship with them, keep them having a good time. Otherwise, their tendency to be discontent will creep up and they will be snappy and irritable, and nobody wants that. Number 4, they are great starters, but not the best finishers. They start relationships with all the excitement in the world, but if they lose interest, which can happen pretty quickly, mostly when they're not getting the results that they want, then they instantly begin looking for a new, more exciting adventure. Number 3, final decisions are a challenge for them. It is best when someone with Gemini Moon is in a relationship with someone who is decisive and practical, because like I said, they have great ideas, but making a final decision for them can be torture. So having a partner that can help them confidently come to a conclusion works best for them. Number 2, they are adaptable, but can be disorganized. The great thing about dating someone with Gemini Moon is they can adapt to almost any situation. They feel comfortable talking to just about anyone, and they're willing to communicate and talk things out when you're having a conflict. The bad thing is they can never find their keys. Number 1, the best way to attract someone with Gemini Moon is be interesting. They aren't so caught up in how much money you have or what you've accomplished in life necessarily. They're most interested in how exciting time spent with you is. Do you have something to say? Do you have a good sense of humor? Do you have big ideas and the necessary open mind to explore them? If you're not interesting, they will move on with a quickness to someone who is. Now that we're clear on the top 10 things that you need to know when dating someone with Gemini Moon, let's talk about what this person with Gemini Moon would be like depending on what element their sun sign is in. If you're dealing with someone that has Gemini Moon that has a sun sign in the element fire, meaning they are Aries with Gemini Moon, Leo with Gemini Moon, or Sagittarius with Gemini Moon, then you'll be dealing with someone with outspoken ambition and a quick wit. They will be pretty impatient in general, but you can rest assured that in the relationship, they'll be willing to talk things out when the going gets rough. Remember, air fuels fire. So Gemini Moon is only going to amplify their usual fire sign traits. So they will be energetic, open and talkative, and pretty dramatic. And when I say dramatic, I just mean that the highs will be really high and the lows will be really low. But the good thing is they don't ever stay in one emotion for too long. So if you just give them the space to process any given situation, then they'll recalibrate pretty fast and move on to having a good time, which is what they live for. If you're dealing with someone that has Gemini moon and a sun sign in the element Earth, meaning they're Taurus with Gemini moon, Virgo with Gemini moon, or Capricorn with Gemini moon, then you will be interacting with someone who is a bit more conflicted than the usual Earth sign. Earth signs are known for being practical and decisive, but when you give their emotions the energy of air, in this case Gemini, then that's going to make them much more back and forth with how they feel. This does mean when they get emotionally triggered, they're going to be quick to speculate what they think is going on and create a narrative in their head. And because they're an Earth sign, they're going to be pretty confident with that narrative. And although they do see things pretty clearly, there will be times where they draw the wrong conclusion and they'll begin to react from that conclusion. But with this combination, communication is your key to resolution. If they're having an issue with you or anything really, once their questions or concerns have been addressed with a clear explanation, then they can recalibrate and let go of whatever negative emotion they were feeling. So have compassion for the fact that their mind can be going about 100 miles an hour at times, especially if they're emotional, and take the time to talk things out with them. They will for sure appreciate that in the end. If you're dealing with someone that has Gemini moon that has a sun sign in the element air, which means they're Gemini with Gemini moon, Libra with Gemini moon, or Aquarius with Gemini moon, then strap yourself in because you will be going for a fast and furious ride. This double air combination is extremely smart, but they can be all over the place at times, meaning they will have a lot of different things and projects going on, which can cause their energy to feel a bit scattered to other people. But for them, it's fantastic. They feel busy, they feel excited, they feel like they're doing a lot. The great thing about this combination is they will be open-minded and have an amazing sense of humor and always be down to have a good time. The challenge is consistency is definitely not their strong suit. So if you're the type of personality that is all about following the rules and you're more rigid in your perspective on things, then a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius with Gemini moon is probably not for you. But if you're open to living in the moment, taking life day by day, and making choices on a situational basis as opposed to blanket definitions, then they'll be the perfect match for you. Bottom line, you must be open-minded with this combination. Give them that freedom that they desire and they will make it totally worth your while. And lastly, if you're dealing with someone that has Gemini moon that has a sun in the element water, which means they are Cancer with Gemini moon, a Scorpio with Gemini moon, or a Pisces with Gemini moon, then be ready for some pretty swift mood swings. Think about putting the element air with water. You'll get waves. And yes, waves can be fun and exciting. I mean, who doesn't love to surf? Or at least for those of you who haven't surfed, it looks pretty fun. I mean, I haven't surfed. I'm not down with sharks. But when that tsunami comes your way, it's a different story. This combination is going to be pretty emotional, as with most water signs, but again, with someone that has Gemini moon, as long as you have strong communication, then you'll bring out the best in that person. And because they're a water sign, as long as they know that they're loved and that the emotional connection is intact, then even when they're having those moments of ups and downs, they will always come back to that fun-loving person that you care so deeply about, as long as they know that you do care so deeply about them. Which brings me to my final point, which is the best way to handle any sort of conflict with someone that has Gemini moon. The most important thing is making sure you have a conversation with them where you give them the space to express to you what it is that they require in order to feel loved. That way, when any situation comes up where they've been emotionally triggered, you can make sure you implement that information that they gave you. Having a Gemini moon can be very challenging because when they do get emotional, their emotions are processed through their intellect. So the more that they feel like they have a partner that is supportive and willing to talk things out with them without judging them, the stronger the relationship will be, and the more likely the person who has Gemini moon will be to trust you when it comes to talking openly and honestly about any issue in order to find resolution and deepen the connection. So there you have it, the goods on dating someone with Gemini moon. I really hope you found this information useful. If so, please like, subscribe, and share. As always, I really appreciate you supporting my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.